Casting Shadows, Losing Light, Susanna Bevins' Journey to the Polls by Ruben White. In the heart of a bustling town, where the air crackled with anticipation, Susanna Bevins stood before the polling station, her heart racing like a wild stallion. The election day dawned bright and clear, yet within her, a storm brewed, a tempest of memories that tugged at her soul. As she approached the line, each step felt heavy, as if she were wading through a river of her past. Memories, like ghosts, whispered in her ear, reminding her of the struggles she had faced. "Girl, you ain't worth it," they echoed, like a broken record of doubt. But today was different. Today, she was here to reclaim her voice. The weight of the world rested on her shoulders, and she could feel the eyes of history watching her. Casting her vote was more than just a civic duty, it was an act of defiance against the shadows that had once consumed her. She thought about the painful memories that had grabbed her by the scruff of the neck, dragging her down into the depths of despair. Each one had left a scar, a reminder of battles fought and lost. But as she stood in line, she began to realize that these memories, while painful, were also the very fabric of her strength. They shaped her resilience, like a blacksmith shaping iron into a sword. "I'm still here," she whispered to herself, her voice barely audible over the chatter of the crowd. "I'm still standing." With each passing minute, Susanna felt the warmth of hope washing over her like a gentle tide. The faces around her, strangers yet comrades, were all there for the same reason, to make their voices heard. In that moment, she understood that they were all pieces of a greater puzzle, each vote a brushstroke on the canvas of democracy. Finally, it was her turn. As she stepped up to the ballot box, she felt a rush of emotions. The weight of her past began to lift, replaced by a sense of empowerment. "This is my moment," she thought, her heart pounding like a drum. With a steady hand, she marked her choice, a simple act that felt monumental. But as she walked away, a gnawing doubt crept into her mind. Had she made the right choice? The shadows of her past began to swirl around her, amplifying her insecurities, whispering doubts that clawed at her heart. "What if you chose wrong?" they hissed, and with each step, the weight of her decision grew heavier. Days turned into weeks, and the reality of her choice settled in like a thick fog. The negativity that had once been a distant echo now wrapped around her like barbed wire, hardening her spirit. Susanna felt lost in a world that seemed to turn its back on her. The struggles of her past, which she thought she had overcome, now reared their ugly heads, amplifying every fear and insecurity. She wandered through her days, feeling like a ghost in her own life, reaching out to friends and family for comfort, but finding only silence in return. "Where are you when I need you?" she cried out, but the world felt cold and unyielding. The loneliness wrapped around her like a suffocating blanket, leaving her gasping for connection. Desperation clawed at her heart as she sought solace in support groups and online forums, hoping to find someone who understood her pain. "I'm here," she would type, fingers trembling, "but I feel so alone." Yet, the responses were few and far between, and the darkness loomed larger with each passing day. As the election results rolled in, the weight of her decision crushed her spirit. She realized that the vote she cast was not just a political choice, it was a reflection of her inner turmoil. The negativity she had fought so hard to escape now seeped into every corner of her life, hardening her heart and isolating her from the world. In that moment of clarity, Susanna understood that she had not only cast the wrong vote but had also allowed her past struggles to dictate her future. "I'm lost," she thought, tears streaming down her face, "and I don't know how to find my way back." But even in her despair, a flicker of hope remained. Susanna knew she had to keep reaching out, keep fighting against the tide of loneliness. "One won't give up," she vowed, determined to find her way back to the light, even if it meant walking through the shadows alone. And with that resolve, she took a deep breath, ready to face whatever came next, one step at a time.